Ask yourself this important financial question. Do you have a sweaty forehead? If you do, consider 3 ice cubes in a glass of orange juice before the bull market continues. Baby dolls, you are going to be faced with the tough question. Is your back straight? Does holding work? Is crypto all a scam? Yes and yes. That's right. Everything's a scam. Everything's a Ponzi. We need more people. We need more fiat to be printed. We need higher immigration. We need more efficiency. But guess what? If you go back past 300 years, humans always push through. If you're a human, please confirm our friendship in the comment section. And if you are a squirrel, also confirm friendship. Does holding really work, or is it just a scam for insiders to dump? I want to ask you this question, and I want you to think long and hard. I know you like it long and hard. Don't forget, like, subscribe, belly button, or family-friendly show. Please, friends, keep it family-friendly. This is Ethereum, the unicorn win. When we talk about unicorns, I know we're thinking about specific winners in an industry that separates the men from the ducks. The ducks are where you want to be. The men, put them to the side. The ducks, diamond feathers, diamond beaks. When we are pushing up into this 1,780x zone in Ethereum, who's actually winning here? It's the people who bought and held early. When I made this post, I wanted to draw this to your attention. If you hold the leader of an asset sector, then your odds of winning are higher. We read a comment like this and then you brush it over and you're like, well, it doesn't apply to me because you think you're going to go buy the latest, hottest trend. Here's a problem. You're only going to buy it after the trend is already established and things are already hot. When you see it on mainstream YouTube influencers and Twitter-rooney influencers, it's too late. You know it's too late. That's how everybody unfortunately gets destroyed. I made this post scheduled from 2022. Look, we were collapsing down $1,780. We still were not able to claim that for a long time as it happened. And everybody is going to tell you, as the candles go down, you're going to zoom in, friends. As the candles get red and we go down, people are automatically going to say, well, you should have traded. When Ethereum went from $1 to $10, many traded their way out. They took a clean 10x and they exited. There is a comment, there's still a public comment from a dude who participated in the Ethereum ICO. I'm not kidding. And this guy, he basically, I think he sold everything at $2. He got in at 31 cents. He sold at $2. He's bragging about it. Literally bragging about his 6x. Think about this. I think he put in like $500 worth. You want to do that number, by the way? $500 divided by 0.31. He had 1,600 Ethereum. You know, just that $1,500. Oh my God, that's 2.4 million. Congratulations. Instead, he took a 6x on his $500. He took 3,000. Well done. You would have had 2.4 million. You missed out on the one unicorn. But you know what's everybody going to say? They're going to say, well, nobody goes broke taking profits. Yeah, he's got to live with himself every single day knowing he fumbled the bag. He fondled his soap in the shower and now he missed out on the 1,780x run. So these traders are going to come out. They're going to point the fingers when the prices go down and we're going to have to decide, do you want to always trade or do you want to always hold? Because at the end of the day, look, we know this is the altcoin index, friends, a total altcoin index. What are we playing for? We are playing for friendship and kindness, which is up and to the right. Bitcoin chart looks like this. The Ethereum chart looks like this. They all look like this. But it comes down to this. We don't know where the prices will be at a certain point in time. All we can say is, I have a plan to hold until a certain date. And that's it. Unfortunately, we need the 4-year cycles to continue methodical for us to be able to swiftly exit. But I don't think we're going to be able to rely on that. But whether the 4-year cycle breaks or it's made again or whatever happens, there's one consistent rule. The rule is the only people who make it are those who believe. Like, you really got to believe, friends. Like, you think it was easy to like watch this, like the zombie virus dump? I'm watching like, man, it was freaking over, friends. This is what everyone's looking at. This is the total altcoin index. This is what they're looking at. Look at this. Look at this. This is what you're looking at. You're looking, oh, well, it's literally completely over. This thing is never, ever, ever going to go up. But then it did. And I want to remind you as well, The big months, they come down to a few key moments. Look at this. For example, this month itself, the total altcoin index did a 2.2x. And look, the month before it, it did a 70% gain. So 70%, 2.2x, and then you had another 40%, and then you had another 60%. You see these? This is basically the end of the run. Unfortunately, this is when it starts to get exciting. So it's hard to tell people, hello, you are exit liquidity. You didn't want to buy in the depression, and now unfortunately you're going to get too excited, and euphoria is here, and we have to look for the exits. So, people are either going to learn this the easy way or the hard way. I know you like it hard, family-friendly show. Which way are you going to choose? Let me know. There's a fantastic comment here, by the way, from another 541. Another dream. The problem with holding for long periods is that you don't know if the asset will go up or not. 100% true. Yes, that's right. When you take profits often, you leave money on the table, but end up with money in your bank account today. It's true. But everyone knows this. But what happens? There are no people retiring with any reasonable amount of money who are taking profits. It's just the truth, right? Now, friends, when you hear taking profits, look, what do we all plan to do? We all say, well, I'm going to be the genius who buys the bottom, and then I'm going to sell the top. But we know what ends up happening. People buy the top and they sell the bottom. So if we're aware of this, how does it keep playing out the way it is? You know it is because of human emotions, these cycles, our hormones, our reptilian brains, everything fumbled together. And then you mix in all the FUD and the psyops and everything together. And it's just our human emotions. We just love buying green candles, and we feel like we have to sell on the red candles. Let's pray that we get a nice, clean euphoria signal when the planned time comes. And I want to just remind you, I'm telling you so many times, traditionally, 3 out of 3 times in previous cycles, the time to sell altcoins was 1 year after the Bitcoin halving, which is going to be around April 2025. That's traditionally 3 out of 3 times that worked. So we're going to be waiting for that period. And we have these other looming, glooming periods. This is why it's super important, friends. You don't get this information. This is why, man, I'm telling you, you don't get this information on other channels. I watch all the other channels. I watch all of them. I'm on 2x speed. I even know when the other influencers are about to say a joke. I will literally go to my keyboard and I'll just fast forward the next 15 seconds. I know the jokes they're going to say. I know they're literally about to say a joke. Okay, I'll move it forward. I know, okay, they've got the sponsor here, the fit in. There's so much junk material out there. I'm just filtering it all here for you for free. And I'm putting the best pieces together. I know when people are hot and when people are cold. Just like how you know when your glass of orange juice is cold. Longest period before all-time high for NASDAQ. This is a previous post made by Uncle Bobby Lucas. This was made mid-October. I want to let you know this is very important, okay? Because just think about this, right? So Bobby Lucas, when he posted this, right? So it's funny. Barely anyone reads this. They're like, oh yeah, that's an information. No, this is really important. This is the longest period in 12 years between an all-time high for the NASDAQ. The longest period. And only a couple such periods going back 50 years. Unless 2021 was a generational blow off top like 2000. He's basically saying, well, we're due to go back to the all-time high. But if 2021 was the generational 10-year blow off top, it's going to get dicey. But Uncle Bobby Lucas doesn't believe in such a top, I think. He goes, in the golden age for technology, AI, biologies, robotics, Web 2+1, which is 3, he goes, it feels like a great spot. So he's basically implying that, we've slowed down, but we have a lot of technology in the background, which is increasing the probability that companies, the valuations and everything going on in the stock market can push to new heights and bring in more revenue for the companies and push everything through, because humans are getting 1% more efficient every year. We're building the future and we're hoping that this momentum carries us forward, but it's not a guarantee. Because here I am to remind you, it might be a sign of troubling rate hike, Ponzi, gravity. I have the biggest fear that the stock market does not really conquer new highs. I want to remind you, I've done many videos, friends. I'm going to show you again, the stock market can fool a lot of people. It can go and break the high and just go long enough to make those talking heads say, you know what, recession's off the table. and then it just goes the other way. It can do that. It's done that many times. It's very hard to predict it. I'm glad crypto has the emotional cycle of humans. We don't have the tainted fingers and the tentacles from the government yet. One day we'll be big enough and we will be completely linked, but right now, not yet. I mean, it's probably coming faster than we think, okay? So there is still this big risk that stocks might distribute and shake us out for the decade. This is going to be looming, and trust me, everyone's going to be saying, nope, this time is different, this time is different. There is a saying in the stock market, right? Every time you have 10 good years, it's followed by a period of 10 trash years. And you can see that by the charts here, but we've had like 12 to 13 good, great years in the stock market. This up-only chart. So it's something just to keep in mind when we tie in the fact that how's everybody positioned? Everybody is positioned for a 4-year magical cycle of crypto. The consensus trade is to ignore stocks that way. All right. So we're 10% of people where we are, the 10% of people on one side of the boat, which is not stacked, that we believe that the stock market probably has a bigger say to the prices of crypto and valuations compared to just the imaginary 4-year halvening cut. Right now, I hope we all get shocked to the upside. I really want that. But at the end of the day, at least we have a time, April 2025. And with that, we're going to keep that in the back of our head because that's all we can really do, friends. If everyone's rolling the dice, no one really knows what's going on. But like I said, if this works out, who's going to win? The people with faith. Right? It's not the people doing these little trashy trading back and forth, because it's going to be over pretty fast, just as it looks like it's getting started. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Tell mum and dad we do love and appreciate them. Tell mum and dad, AI, bio, robotics, Web3. Are we going to push us to new heights? I hope we are. Eat some cookies, friends. I'll catch you in the next one.